And good evening. Welcome in to the Civic Arena. Lake Region Conference basketball here tonight. Aberdeen Christian hosting the Langford area Lions. Well, Rob Waltman solo tonight. It is our last regular season game for these Christian Knights before they embark off to Groton. And a huge game in terms of seeding points a week from tomorrow night, of which we'll talk about along the broadcast here this evening. But tonight they're final here at the Civic Arena, and then Groton, and then the regions, and hopefully a Sodac 16 and the march on to the State B. Should the Knights put together 8 straight wins, that's what it will take to get to the title game. They've lost 2 of their last 4 coming into this contest. A Del Rapids loss here and a Hamlin loss down at the Corn Palace. Let's get right to the starting lineups here tonight for the Lake Region Conference Lions, coming in 7th in Region 1, 4 wins this year. Jackson Barr, a senior at 5'9", Jesse Keogh, a senior at 6 foot, Casson Keogh, a freshman at 5'10", Keegan Schock, a senior, a 6-footer, and Cutter Block, a 6'4" senior. Brian Schuring is the head coach. The Lake Region Conference champs come in this way. The same 5 we've seen all season long. The seniors on senior night tonight. Andrew Brennan, a senior, 5'10". Jackson Isaacson, a 6'3" senior. Ethan Russell, a 6'7" senior. Malik Weeker, 6'1" senior, and Caden Clark inside the 6'3" senior. The head coach is Matthew Rohrbach, assisted by Aaron Mueller and Jared Becker. So the Knights come in 16-2. Trying to complete an 18-2 regular season. 14 straight, as I mentioned, in the regular season. And now if they want to get all the way to the championship game in March, they would have to put together, starting tonight, 8 straight wins. Kamala on the camera. Mini producer is now executive producer tonight. We are a bare bones operation. Minnie is in charge. Talmadge is far away. Executive producing. Should anything blow up, he can get into the system and fix anything. Is that right, Minnie? So we're good? All right. So here we go with mini producer running the controls. Kamala, her second game here at the arena. Thank you for helping out with the camera. And this is Rob Waltman here at the Civic Arena, ready to go for Lake Region Conference basketball. My final game until we get to the playoffs. Sam and Dave are back a week from tomorrow night in Groton, and a highly crucial game awaiting the Knights. The number 1 team in Class B, here they are. However, they have slipped in the seeding ranks. They are 3rd rated in the seed points. And we'll talk about that along the way here tonight. Tip up and 1, and Weeker has it on the wing. Finding Jackson open for that patented baseline 3. Nothing but net to start it off here tonight at the Civic Arena. Jesse Keogh, their best player, saw him the other night. He can handle the ball, he can drive. Let's see, here he is with the basketball, number 3. Very capable. They'll have to keep an eye on him tonight. Here's a long 3 taken and missed by Casson Keogh, and Ethan Russell has the rebound. Quickly running are the Knights. Quickly attacking Malik Weeker, no good. And then the rebound by Langford. 3-0 just underway here at the Civic Arena. The Golden Goose is sitting courtside, by the way. The Golden Goose in Ipswich for a couple of games. And then Aberdeen Christian winning it here at the arena away from Ipswich. And now the winner takes the Golden Goose home for the summer. And it'll return next season in December. Jesse Keogh driving on Jackson. Throws up an errant shot. Backside picked up by Russell, and ahead is Brennan. Wide open layup, 5-0 here at the arena. You would think the Knights are going to take something out on somebody after that Hamlin performance. I watched it on TV at the Corn Palace. I'm sure they would tell you their worst performance of the year. Boy, they just didn't look good that night, and still had a chance to win it down the stretch. Holding Hamlin to like 7 or 8 possessions down the stretch with not a bucket. Had numerous chances to pull that baby out at the end, and they just could not get over the hurdle. They never led in the ball game. So their 2 losses to Class A opponents. Keogh shot again errant. Block picks it up underneath. Chased down by Schock, but a shot clock violation. So 2 minutes in, and the Knights in control, 5-0 looking for their 17th win of the year. The regions start February 28th and March 3rd. The Sodak 16 game, should they make it that far, is the 7th of March, and the State B at the Barnett Center, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, the third week in March. Weaker, right side, Jackson, another three, going for two in a row. This one short. Long rebound tapped out to Malik Weaker. Weaker for another possession here. Looking for a high screen set by Caden. 15-footer, good by Weaker. 3 nights in the books, 7-0 here at the Civic Arena. Jesse Keough evades Brennan, brings it between circles. High screen, backed off by Block. Now Keough wants a three, can't get it away, has to give it off. Long three by Casson Keough. The freshman missed everything. Brennan ahead to Weaker. Head fake, gets his man in the air, Jesse Keough, and 2 foul shots coming from Alec. Region 1 looks like this. Christian 16-2 atop that region, have been all season. Then it's Northwestern 14-5 at number 2, followed by Warner and Hitchcock. Tulare and a timeout on the court. We'll come back and visit that again after this timeout here at the arena. Free throws for Malik Weaker as we're back here. 7-0 Knights. First one good. So Warner sitting at 3, Hitchcock Tulare at 4, Leola Frederick at 5 in the region. Not where you want to be if you're those teams. Likely they're going to meet these Knights. And you'd have to take out the big dog if you're one of those 3 teams in the region final to advance. So they're sitting not where they want to. Northwestern is sitting where they would like to be. Actually, Warner and Northwestern, the 2-3 seed. Long three, no good. Back to my point, Hitchcock Tulare and Leola Frederick sitting where they don't want to be. Northwestern Warner would be the 2-3 seed. I don't think that's going to change during the course of the season. Here's a drive and good by Casson Keough. I think Region 1's probably going to stay the same as it is tonight as we go down the stretch. Russell cocks and fires, no good. Tapped out long, and Andrew Brennan has it. Now driving, dishing, Weaker back up to Jackson. He'll drive, feed underneath. Russell, left-handed bucket, good. 4 Knights in the books now. And if that's the case, the 4-5 matchup between Hitchcock and Leola Frederick. And Christian would play the winner of the 8-9 play-in game and then have the 4-5 winner. And Northwestern and Warner probably on a collision course to advance to the Sodak 16 in this region. Jesse Keough pulls up, no good. Rebound put back, finally a point by Keough for the Knights. They were up 7-0, and now a couple of straight buckets here by Langford to settle down a little bit here at the arena. Brennan driving, knocked away by Carter Block and taken back by the Lions. 11-4 score here. Aberdeen Christian here at the arena. Long three again, Casson Keough, no. And Malik Weaker has the rebound, wants to run a little bit here. And has his pass nearly picked off, retrieved by Brennan. Baseline, open is Jackson. Wide open, missed 2 in a row. Rebound block underneath. The play-in game out of Region 1, likely Britain and Wilmot. That likely will be the first opponent for the Knights when we get that far. Here's a drive by Jesse, baseline, knocked away by Jackson. Keough takes one from mid-range, rolls out, no good. Ethan Russell the rebound. And a steal by Keough. Layup is good. Casson, the freshman, 4 points, 11-6. Christian, 2:40 to go here in the first quarter. As Weaker fires, no good. Rebound tapped by Russell. Little left-handed floating jump shot from 7 in the lane. Good. Tough shot by Ethan Russell to extend the lead to 7, 13-7. 2:25 to go. Jesse Keough between circles, picked up by Jackson Isaacson. As you would expect, their best offensive threat is guarded by Jackson. He's a kid who has all the skills, just maybe not a lot of players around him this year, but boy, he can play. Here's a long three guy. Casson Keough, no good. And the rebound by Clark, and the big man will bring it down, driving, dishing, finding Jackson. He goes to the line to foul on Cutter block. 2 shots now for Jackson, so looking at that Region 1, back to my point, the Christian Knights likely going to have Britton or Wilmot, and then Hitchcock or Leola Frederick when we get that far to get the right to play in a Sodak 16 game. So one would think they're a shoe-in for a Sodak 16, and if we look further beyond that, the Sodak 16 mock matchups tonight, free throw is good by Jackson. He has 4. I don't know if it'll change. There'll have to be a lot of upsets. They have Trip Delmont Armor staring them down as it sits right now tonight, and that certainly could change, and I assume it would, but if I changed several things in that mock matchup, we still find Trip Delmont Armor in possibly a Sodak 16 game coming up in March. But got to take them one at a time. Here's Casson looking for a screen. Now driving and dishing Jesse Keough, picked up by Abe Holscher, new to the ball game. Here goes Jesse to the rim and blocked by Joey Johnson. And a whistle and a foul here as Joey is in. Ellis, Russell, Connor Furman, and Abe Holscher. Malik stays. Free throws here for Jesse Keough. The foul is on Joey, his first. 1:38 to go in the first quarter. Keough shoots and has 3 points here tonight. Polls, no change. Surprisingly, I was shocked to see that the Knights, after losing at the Corn Palace, were not going to be bumped out of that top spot, but they stay number 1 in the B poll. DeSmit climbs to number 2 from 3. Lower Brule holds steady. White River drops from 2 to 4 after being beaten. And Faith still holding steady at 5. They're the lone 1-loss team in Class B basketball. Ellis, jab stepping, driving, hits one on the baseline. And I've seen that club 4 or 5 times. They're a very capable club. I would say they're maybe flying under the radar a little bit, but they do have a nice basketball team. Jesse Keough driving, drawing another foul, and Joey Johnson was there again, so 2 more shots. DeSmit losing to 3 Class A schools, Sioux Valley, Hamlin, and T, while the 2 lone losses for the Knights are Class A, Hamlin, Del Rapids. Keough hits another free throw. Lower Brule losing to Rapid City Christian, and then Aberdeen Christian and DeSmit. White River losing to Aberdeen Christian, Lower Brule, and Rapid City Christian. A couple of free throws by Keough, and Faith's lone loss is to Class A Hot Springs. It was just a 2 or 3 pointer in that one. They could easily be undefeated. 17-10 our score here at the arena. Joey posting inside, feeds it out top, now swinging around. Connor Furman for 3, long off the heel, no good. Malik tapping the rebound, but out of bounds it goes. Latch touched by Weaker, back to Langford here. 7-point lead is all here in the first quarter so far here for the Knights, but they've gone to the bench early deep. And Casson Keough, the freshman, driving on Weaker, dishing. Now in the lane, Kalen Godel, new off the bench. He's a junior, and he gets the bucket to cut the lead now to 5. Also checking in, Renan Bruns, a sophomore for Langford. He can shoot the basketball. Saw him the other night in Ipswich, and he's got a good stroke on him if you leave him open. So Weaker and the boys can play it here for 1 to close out quarter number 1 at the Civic Arena. Shot clock, game clock, virtually identical. 13 seconds on the shot. Here's Holscher into Weaker. Lost it. Picked up by Holscher. 6 on the shot clock. Now finds Weaker. Fading baseline. Tough shot with 3. Joey's tap won't go, and the rebound plucked down by Jacob Sampson of Langford. So we've reached the end of 1 here at the arena. the number 1 rated Knights. A 5-point lead over Langford. Quarter number 2 coming up on HubCityRadio.com. Five-point lead starting the second quarter. Rob Waltman at the arena. Knights come off the bench with Caden Clark, Ethan Russell, Andrew Brennan Jackson, and staying is Abe Holscher. Holscher defending Keough. He gives it away. Now switching with the basketball, Casson Keough. Here's the kid that can shoot it if you let him. Gives it up. Bruns, top of the key to Casson Keough. Shot clock at 16. Bruns, there is the jump shot, left short. Jackson gobbles up the rebound, comes the other way. Open is Russell. Slicing to the rim, nearly dunking that one, laying it over with the left hand. Beautifully done by Ethan Russell. 6 points for Ethan. Long three, Casson, good. 7 points of the 15 from the freshman here for the Langford Lions. Into Russell, mismatch, goes left hand and could not finish over Keough. Jesse has the basketball. Wants to drive into a triple, scooping underneath, won't go. Caden Clark has the rebound. 4-point lead here for the Knights. Clark brings it down, gives to Holscher, now to Brennan. Brennan driving baseline, feeds inside, an open Caden Clark, and the Magician pops it up and in. First bucket for Caden, 21-15 here, Aberdeen Christian. Keough now using a high screen, driving and dishing. Open man is Sampson. High arcing three, won't go. Clark with the rebound. Off to Abe Holscher. Ahead to Russell in transition. Throws it up, is fouled, and won't get the bucket, but 2 shots coming here for Ethan Russell. Caden coming to the sideline to talk to Matthew Weaker, or Matthew Rohrbach, pardon me. So a lead, but just a slim lead here tonight. Thus far here for these Knights. Russell's first free throw climbs home. 7 on the night for Ethan. Abe Holscher checks out. Malik back in. Couple of free throws by Ethan. 6 Knights have scored early here in the second quarter. Connor Furman back in. Keough wants a screen. Here he goes, driving and dishing again. They'll have to reset it now. Godel goes to work, drives into trouble. Out to Bruns. He'll fire over Caden Clark. Missed it long. Rebound, Jackson. Knights running. Malik behind his back through traffic. Lost it, picked up by Langford. 23-15, Lions trailing with the basketball. As Casson Keough, head faking above the circle, feeds to Jesse Keough. Jackson defending there, now Jesse driving. Pull up 15-footer, got it. 23-17, Aberdeen Christian. Here's Brennan through traffic, swinging it out of bounds, intended for Caden Clark. And the Knights commit the turnover as Block checks in for Sampson for Langford. 6-point lead, Langford trailing with the basketball. 5:28 to go here at the Civic Arena. So the Knights have not come out throttling, but Langford has not had the lead. And here's a three by Keough. Look out. Sampson, is it Keough? It is his second three. He has 10, and the lead is 3. Inside Clark, one strong bounce. Brennan cuts to the hole, goes strong, but fouled by Block, going up 2 shots. So Brennan earns his way to the stripe, trying to increase upon this slim 3-point lead here tonight. First shot, no. Jackson checks out. Ethan Russell checks in. 3 minutes into the second. And a 4-point lead as Andrew knocks one in. 24-20. It is still possible for these Knights to regain that #1 seed. I'll explain. But obviously they have to beat Langford tonight and Groton and need a little help, I think. But I think mathematically it still is possible, but it's going to be tough. Almost a steal by the Knights. Picked up with the shot clock rolling. Keough to the rim. Blocked out of bounds cleanly, leaving 10 on the shot clock. As Joey Johnson gets up off the bench and checks in for Caden Clark. It's hard to even figure it mathematically because all the other teams on your schedule, you have to wait and see what they have done to finish up their season. Their seed points that you win against them could change. So all you can control is what you control. The 2 games awaiting this one and a week from tomorrow night. 1 second on the shot clock, out of bounds. Casson Keough drives it out of bounds off his leg. But my gut tells me Lower Brule is going to be the #1 seed. We can talk about that a little bit along the way as Brennan goes inside, missed it. Connor Furman's put back, no. 24-20, 4:14 to go. And Langford hanging around. Jesse Keough above the circle. Between his legs, right to left, left to right. Now picked up by Malik Weaker. Ball jabbed away. Picked up by Keough. Weaker chasing. Shot clock down to 20. And here comes Jesse Keough on the right wing at 25 feet. Gives it up now. Keough will shoot it from there. He's got a couple of threes tonight, dodging around the perimeter, throws up a 7-footer in the lane. It crawls in. 12 points for the freshman, and it's a 2-point game here at the Civic Arena. Malik looking for a shot, driving baseline, in the air, throws it at the bankboard. It's blocked by the bankboard, intended for Brennan out front, then taken away by Langford. And these Lions come in here with a chance for the lead here midway through the second quarter. So they'll get the ball back. A bucket ties the game, and a 3 the lead. They have not led here tonight. Keough, Furman now on him. To Casson Keough. He's been the guy with the points tonight. Back to Jesse. Rotating on a pivot. Furman supplying the defense. Here goes Keough to the free throw line. Hesitates, pulls up, wants the foul. Nothing there. Rebound back to Keough. Sends it back out. A 3 by Godel. He passed it up over to Casson Keough. And he missed it. Whistle inside as Jesse Keough had the rebound and a foul on the Knights here. It's going to be underneath, non-shooting. So the Knights struggling here tonight. A little bit. In terms of the scoreboard, but Langford just playing pretty decent here. Jesse inside, can't get the shot away. Still rotating, has to shoot. He does and ties the game at 24. 10 points for Jesse, and Casson has 12. 24 apiece. Ethan Russell, best look at a 3 tonight. Swish. Second 3 in the ball game. First for Ethan. 3-point lead, 2:40 to go in the second. And Langford hanging tough here at the Civic Arena. Now a body bump, a push by Caden Clark on Bruns. Be non-shooting. Langford basketball underneath. Abe Holscher coming off the bench. Ellis will sit down. 27-24 Aberdeen Christian. Keough triggering. Bouncing to Bruns, taken away by Russell. And then a foul with a hit by Bruns. Or it's a shock, rather, pardon me. So it'll be Christian basketball. 3-point lead. 24-24 with about 3 minutes in the second. We were tied up. Weaker is yet to hit a three. Jackson has one. Here's Malik's best look. That looks like it's short. It is. Caden Clark picks it up. Out to Abe Holzer. Abe will drive. Little mid-range one-handed runner. Won't crawl home. And the rebound underneath. Weaker out to Jackson. Firing for three. No good. Weaker another rebound. And he whistled inside. Langford on a reach-in. That'll be their sixth team foul. Underneath, the Knights will have it with this slight three-point lead as Brennan checks in and Sampson checks in. Bruns exits. Ethan Russell departs. So Holscher awaiting to toss in here. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Out to Weaker. Fires and hits a three, his first tonight. 30-24. Jesse Keough again brings it down. Jackson Isaacson picks him up. Gives it up to Casson Keough. He wanted that three from way out there at 25 feet. Rotated inside to Jesse. He lost it. Picked off by Jackson Isaacson. Swings it out ahead to Weaker. Over his shoulder, catching a nice pass and now dribbling. Feeding into Caden Clark. Open man is Abe Holscher. He fires the three and he knocks one in. Holscher has a three, 4 threes here for the Knights on a 9-0 run after the game was tied at 24. Minute 9 to go in the second quarter. Three by Sampson, missed everything. Backside a scramble, Abe has it, picks it up. Gives it ahead to Caden Clark. Knights have numbers 3-on-2. Feeding Jackson all the way to the rim and an easy bucket for Jackson Isaacson. 35-24, 11-0 run since we were tied at 24, and that's how explosive, obviously, these Christian Knights can be and have been, and you would expect them to be here tonight. Keough fading, little 8-footer on the baseline, no good. Picked up by Caden Clark. Off and running is Weaker. He'll dish it off, stole away by Langford, but they can't save it from going out of bounds. So it'll be Christian Knight basketball underneath with 29 seconds, and they can play it here for the final shot. Scoring the last 11 here in this one. Bruns checks back in. Block and Shock sit down. Now to Jackson. I would assume they'll play it here for one with the 35-24 lead. Weaker 5 points here in this first half. Jackson has 7. Now Malik wanting a three, will drive to the rim and get fouled. So 2 shots now for Malik. Weaker with 9 seconds left in the first half. Two shots for Malik. First one not even close. This will be 12 straight points if Weaker hits the free throw. And he left both short. Jackson gobbles up the rebound. Out to Brennan, 6 seconds. Now Clark from way downtown. No, straight away. Rebounded by Keough, and he will not get a shot away. So we've reached the end of the first half here at the Civic Arena. 11 straight by the Knights, and they lead it. We'll pause and come back. Third quarter, 10 minutes away. HubCityRadio.com. All right, third quarter ready to go. Rob Waltman at the Civic Arena here. Lake Region Conference basketball. The Knights reeled off 11 straight to end the second quarter after being tied here 24 apiece. Now lead 35-24. Ethan Russell 11 in the half, 7 by Isaacson, 5 by Weaker. The Key-Owls have 22 combined for Langford. Knights basketball to start it off here in the third with the starting five. Weaker for three, no good. Rebound ran down by Isaacson. All the way to the rim, feeding on the run and taken away by Godel and Langford. Godel getting the start here in the second half as Jesse Keough has it. Picked up again by Isaacson. So Jesse and Caden, 22 of the 24. Here's a steal by Russell. Look out below. Oh, he tried to go in and slam it, and he just got it over the rim. He went in. He was going for the one-hand jam. Why not? Maybe got a little body bump as he went up, but he got the bucket. It counts. He has 13 here. Did you get that, Kamala? Did you get it? Good. That's the second one he has errantly dunked here at the arena in the last, 3 weeks? Were you here for that one? He got blocked by the rim. Ethan, my boy. Well, we know he can. I know he can fly high, and he will call that a dunk. He did get it over. Casson for three, long, hits the heel, bounces straight up. Rebound ran down and out of bounds. It'll go back to the Christian Knights. So 37-24 with the dunk by Russell. I talk about the seeding points as we progress here in this third and fourth quarter. The Knights been seeded number one for some time. And that's what matters, not the polls. They are number one still in the polls, but they wanted that number one seed going into the B if they get that far. Russell and a pass from Caden Clark on the money. And another bucket for Ethan Russell, but they have fallen to number three after that loss at the Corn Palace. Mathematically, I think it's possible to get the one seed back. They're going to need some help. They're going to have to beat Groton. Here's a reach in and a jump ball. Keough and Ethan. Wolsey Wessington plays Saturday against Lower Brule at the Warner Classic. They'll need Wolsey to pull off the upset to get some help and then beat Groton. Here's a steal by Jackson. So that is a game of interest Saturday night at Warner for these Christian Knights. Jackson being hounded. And finally the whistle blows on Cass and Keough. So that's Saturday night at the Warner Classic. If Lower Brule wins that basketball game, I think they're the number one seed. Should they stumble and fall, and the Knights beat Groton a week from tomorrow night, it certainly looks like they could capture the number one seed, but it's so hard to figure out mathematically. My gut tells me Lower Brule is going to be the one seed, but let's hold out hope for Wolsey, and that's a very good basketball team coming into Warner on Saturday night against Lower Brule. Great game to watch. Should that happen, then the Knights have a chance. Weaker fires from the corner, won't go. Upstairs, Keough, he wants to run it out. 4 on 4, he'll have to slow it up. Now attacks, drives, feeds out to Casson straight away. He'll fire from long range, spins out, won't go, and the rebound one-handed by Ethan Russell. 39-24, 5:40 to go here. Russell driving, trying to get the pass to Caden Clark, slipped out of his hand and picked it up off the glass and put it in. 6 points for Russell in the quarter, 17 to lead all scorers, and Brian Schuring has seen enough. Timeout. 41-24 here at the arena as we stream live. Give me some bump, mini producer on HubCityRadio.com. timeout. Langford basketball in trouble now here in the third, 41-24 down after tying the game in the second at 24. They have dug a big hole here against the Lake Region Conference champions. Keough driving and dishing. Bruns in the corner. His three won't go. Weak of the rebound. The Knights want to run here tonight. And here he comes, driving it down to the free throw line. Feeding out to Brennan. And he'll reset the offense. No, a hole inside. Feeding Joey Johnson to the rim. And Joey gets a bucket underneath. First bucket for Joey. He's battling those back issues. Seems to be in good shape here tonight. Sat out a game a week or so ago. Looks like he's moving rather well here tonight. Block charging in on Johnson, and a whistle underneath. Probably on Joey it is. So Joey has three. He's got to sit down, I would assume. Or he's going to stay the way it looks, as Bach will have two shots. So the seed points, as we were talking about, the Knights are now number 3. Here's how close it is. Aberdeen Christian is third seeded with 46.056 points. Lower Brule, second seeded, 46.105 points. 2 free throws made. So that's how close that is. And DeSmit has taken over the top spot. There are those Bulldogs again. 46.211. They have Oldham, Ramona, Rutland to finish it up. Here's Brennan for 3-0. Very few seed points available there. Joey gathers it up, knocks it in off the glass, and a three-point play. DeSmit has very few seed points to finish up their regular season. I do not think they're going to stay number 1. It comes down to that Lower Brule, Wolsey, Wessington game, and Groton and Aberdeen Christian, and then what everybody else does on your schedule. Ipswich losing the other night. So they're going to lose some seed points there. They're going to fall below 75%. So you factor all that in, and that's how you mathematically just can't say. But it looks like Lower Brule definitely has the upper advantage now to take over to Smith in that number 1 seeding. Should the Knights lose to Groton, boy, oh boy, they could fall off. They could fall down there to 6, 5, 7, who knows. Casson Keough launching a 3, won't go. Long rebound picked up by Abe Holscher. And he throws it away out of bounds. So, 20-point lead here with 4:13 to go. You can play around with that all you want. We'll just have to play the games out here in the next 8 days to find out who is going to be the number 1 seed going into postseason play. Godel driving, dishing, blocked by Connor Furman. And they say a foul on Aberdeen Christian, sending Block back to the free throw line where he canned a couple of free throws, his lone points here in the ball game. The foul is on Connor Furman. Lower Brule would get 50 points in a win over Wolsey, but 39 if they lose. So that is going to be huge. And that Wolsey team has lost just 3 games, I believe. The Warbirds, very quality team. If you're interested, Saturday night at the Warner Classic, I think it's the nightcap as the Ipswich Tigers played Teospazina earlier, right before that game. Inbounds knocked away again. So the Knights will have their eyes down south to Warner in that game coming up here on Saturday night. Here, finally up by 20. So 2 points scored since we were tied at 24 here by Langford since 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Godel tries a 3, going to be short. Block has the rebound, knocked around, picked up by Jackson Isaacson. 3:43 to go on the subs. The bench is cleared here. Here comes Jackson, 100 miles an hour down the lane, and he missed it, but fouled, and free throws coming. Looks like 2 shots for Jackson. And we await Malik, Caden, Ethan, and Ellis to come in after this first free throw, which is short on the rim. So the Knights embarking on their 17th win of the year, and I said it earlier, in the course of the season, I really thought they could run the table, but not surprised, those Class A teams, that is just a step up. Certainly they could have won the one here at the arena against Del Rapids and played horribly against Hamlin. So what matters is the playoffs ahead of them. Jackson can't buy a free throw, and Keough has the rebound with 3.5 to go here. Langford basketball. Bruns will shoot from that distance. I thought he would shoot it. Drives around to the right side. Clark defending, crossing over right to left, gives it back out. Casson Keough, he drives, had it swatted away. Jackson, Keough chasing, won't challenge, and Isaacson a easy layup. 9 points for Jackson. 22-point lead, 3:04 to go in the ball game. Third quarter, pardon me. Langford would like to have just 3 minutes left and get the heck out of here. This thing has gotten away from them in a quick hurry. Nice behind-the-back pass. Casson Keough to Sampson in the corner. Now Jesse tries a mid-range. No good. Ethan the rebound. Will Ethan get a chance at redemption on his dunk earlier? Let's see. Here's Weaker bombing for three in the corner. In and out, no. And the rebound, Clark. Out to Jackson. He fires. That won't go. Ethan Russell upstairs for a rebound. He puts it back up and in. It's been all Ethan Russell here in the third. 8 points in the third, 19 in the ball game, and a 50-26 lead against the Lions. Keough finds a seam, gets to the free throw line, pops from 15, no good, and Jackson upstairs for another rebound. The outlet knocked away by Keough and picked up by Ellis. Ahead to Ethan Russell. Here he goes again. This one, oh my goodness. He went up with one hand, and it popped out and then punched back in for the Christian Deuce. I told you he was gonna bring it for some redemption. He's gonna try another one. I guarantee it. Just stick around here. Timeout on the court. 52-26. Langford breaks on HubCityRadio.com. (28-2) is the run now here since late second quarter as Russell missed his second dunk tonight. He stays on the court. Long time, a long ways to go here, and Ethan is probably going to get another chance, and I have a feeling it's going to be two hands the next time he comes down the runway. Bucket put back by Caden Clark. Holscher for three. No. Rebound Ellis. Stripped away by Bruns. Picked up by Ellis. He goes baseline. Feeds it into Caden Clark. One-handed little floater by the Magician again. Wow. How does he do it inside? Caden Clark again. 6 points. 54-26. 30-2 since it was tied at 24. Jesse driving in, using glass, won't go. Run it again, Weaker and the Knights. Malik driving ahead, throwing it up awkwardly, no good. Ellis sticks it back up and in. 4 points for Ellis Russell. 30-point lead, a minute to go in the third. As I've said for 4 years in this run, you might play with them for a little while, but you won't play with them all night long. And that has proved to be true, 80 to 90% of the time, as these Knights are compiling the wins. Ethan's shot is way off the mark, and Bruns picks it up. Should they win 8 straight starting tonight to the championship, they would compile a 4-year record of 85-14, 2 title games, possibly 1 title. DeSmit over their 4-year run, 96-7, 3 title games, a couple of titles, and they're right back at it. Here's Jesse Keough, jump shot no good. Weaker again, 3 seconds, feeding Russell, layup good with 1 second to go. End of 3 here at the arena, 58-26, Aberdeen Christian. We'll be back for the 4th, streaming on Hub City Radio after this. start the fourth. Rob Waltman at the Civic Arena. Mini producer and Camilla on the camera. And a 34-2 run since we were tied at 24 here for the Christian Knights. En route to their 17th win of the year. Awaiting Groton, they'll get a week off. Ellis firing a three, knocking one down. 9 points for Ellis. Back to the seeding. Should Christian win out and Wolsey Wessington beat Lower Brule, the seeding points with just those two happenings would have Christian at 46.100 and Lower Brule at 45.749, and DeSmit with a win at 45.95. So it would be 1 Christian, DeSmit 2, Lower Brule 3. But you got to factor in the schedule and what everybody does on your schedule in their final games. So we can go that far, that deep into the math, but I can't tell you what's going to happen with the other teams on their schedule should they fall below 75% or below 50%. But that's a possibility if everybody wins that's supposed to win, and that happens, then that's maybe how it shakes out. Holscher going to try another one in the corner, spins out, no good. Rebound, put back, Connor Furman, no. Joey muscling inside, and he'll be fouled. You see what I'm saying? So the possibilities are certainly there. And the Knights wanting that number 1 seed, getting it 3-4 weeks ago, holding it, then losing it at the Corn Palace, but still number 1 in the poll, which means nothing. Still have games to win to finish this deal up. Brennan up top on the inbounds, gets it right back from Holscher. Driving, slicing, feeding Holscher. Wide open look, he'll cast, it'll be well short. Connor Furman cleans it up underneath. First bucket for Connor, and everybody that's played has scored here tonight. 3 good by Casson. Keown, third triple, he has 15. Brennan again driving and dishing, out of bounds. Last touch by Jesse Keown, stays with the Christian Knights. So Ethan Russell may not get redemption on the dunks here tonight. He is likely done for the night. He's on the bench. Jackson, Andrew, Abe, Caden, and Malik on the court right now. Open man is Weaker, deep in the corner, hesitates, then fires short. Rebound tapped out of bounds, last touch by Langford. So 63-29, 5:35 to go. Sam and Dave are back a week from tomorrow in Groton, finishing up the regular season here streaming. And we're off to the playoffs. I'll join you again in regional play. Jackson driving, Caden swishing one in with one hand. 8 points for Clark. 5 points since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter here for this Langford Lion Club. And thus, the runaway. I marked down 3 minutes in the second, roughly 24 apiece. And they've scored 5 since, and we are in mercy land. Out to Jesse Keough on the inbounds. Jab stepping on Jackson. One bounce to the hole and the foul and free throws. Jesse Keough tonight has not scored here in the second half. 10 in that first half. 15 from Casson, the freshman. Carter Block has a couple of free throws, and Godel a bucket, and that's it here for Langford. No good. Rebounded by Jackson. 4:38 to go, and Malik really pushing the tempo, trying to get to the rim. Throws it up in a wild shot and gets it to fall. 7 points for Weaker. They have really wanted to run up and down the court a little bit tonight. In transition, Casson Keough, right side to Godel. 17 shot clock, back to Keough, wanting a screen, now doubled up, drives out of the double to one hand, bouncing, gives it off to Godel, bounce it inside. Sampson in trouble, throws it up over Abe Holscher and rebounded by Weaker, and here he goes again. Weaker just gets the rebound, and he wants to get off to the races here tonight. This time caught for traveling. 67-30 our score. Clock still rolling, 3:46 to go. So the number 1 rated Knights will stay number 1. Get a little time off to prepare for Class A Groton a week from tomorrow night. That's on the road. We'll stream it live here on HubCityRadio.com. Casson fires, no good. Keough. Jesse picks up the rebound. He'll shoot over Clark and spin it in. First bucket for Jesse. Here he has 12. Points have been hard to come by. Abe Holscher has another three. That one looks short. It is. And the rebound by Braun's backside. Nearly taken away by Clark. And here comes Casson ahead to Jesse Keough. Taking it at Malik. Weaker hangs. It'll be short. Rebounded Clark, and he wants to run. Defense is back, though. Caden will have to hold it up. Casson knocks it away and stole away by Casson Keough with 2:53 to go in the ball game. Sampson is open and a foul up top on Jackson Isaacson. So Ellis and Joey set to check in. Caden and Jackson, I assume, coming out. Connor coming in. Malik coming out. They'll be done for the night. 17-2 will these Knights be. After this one with 2.5 to go. Keough has the inbounds, dribbling in traffic, in trouble, doubled up, still dribbling, spinning his way around the perimeter, now firing and errant, no good. Rebounded by Abe Holscher. Brennan in midcourt. Shaking and baking, no looking pass to Furman. He puts it up and in. Whistle and count it. Chance at a three-point play. Nice pass. Beautiful pass by Andrew Brennan with the assist. 4 points for Furman. Andrew is done. Brendan Stapp checks in. B. Stapp has some time here to get on the books. Furman's free throw is no good, and Stapp knocked it out of bounds and back to Langford. So 19 leads the way for Ethan Russell. 9 by Isaacson, 7 from Weaker, and 9 from Ellis Russell. Caden Clark has 8 to finish it up tonight. 69-32 our score. In trouble baseline. Joey has a big mismatch, and he swats it away. Abe was going to throw a pass, one-handed down court. He got caught for traveling. 112 and ticking. Everybody clearing the bench. Becker Bosma coming in. Josh Shoneman. Bosma is a freshman, at 6'4". Shoneman is a junior, 5'11". See these guys next year, of course. They'll have to carry the torch for this run that is in its 4th year here for the Knights. 4th year in terms of a state tournament run. Godel's 3, no good. Ellis with the rebound, 37 seconds to go. They'll set up B-Stapp here, I would think. Or Shoneman. Shoneman has it now. Stapp is in the paint. Let's see if they can get him a shot. Oh, Boomsma's going to take one. Got it. Bosma, pardon me. Six threes for the Knights, and that's going to wrap it up. Our final's going to read 72. Let's see if this goes in. 32. And the Knights will not have to shoot it out. And they'll call a official's timeout. And we have an injured player contact coming out on Godel. He'll go to the bench. So they'll just inbounds, and that'll be it for us tonight here at the Civic Arena. Sam and Dave back a week from tomorrow in Groton, finishing up the season in a big, big, big game there, as we talked about all broadcast long. And we'll keep our eyes down in Warner on the Lower Woolsey-Wessington matchup tomorrow on Saturday night, rather. 72-32 the final. For Camilla on camera, mini producer, thank you so much. And Talmadge behind the scenes, Rob Waldman saying good night from the Civic Arena from Hub City Radio.